Hi there, my name is Whitney Bullock, and I just performed the viola excerpt for the Houston Youth Symphony's Debut String Orchestra. This excerpt is by the Italian composer Dall'Abaco, and it's from his Concerti all'Uniso, Opus 2, number 8. Now that's a lot of words to look up when you're trying to look up this piece. The way that I found it really easily on YouTube to listen to was by typing in the composer's name and then just writing in Concerto, Opus 2, number 8. And you'll find many recordings of this actually. In fact, some of the first performances that pop up on YouTube are of the Houston Youth Symphony performing this. So I would encourage you to listen to those versions of it. Also, there was a very good professional recording of this piece. And I even wrote it down here so that you can also find it. So after typing in the Concerto Opus 2, number 8, and of course putting the composer's name first, Dall'Abaco, you'll find if you scroll down a little bit, there is a group called Dramma per Musica. And that drama is spelled D-R-A-M-M-A, P-E-R, and then musica, M-U-S-I-C-A. And they have all of Dall'Abaco's concerti. There's 12 of them. And if you look in the comments, you can see the timestamp of exactly where to jump into to hear this number 8 concerto out of the 12. It's about 38 minutes into the YouTube video. Now, the only trick with listening to this version is that because it is a period orchestra, meaning that they try to play their instruments as if it was in the Baroque or classical era, they have tuned their instruments to a different A. So it's not tuned to A440. So you'll sound really out of tune if you play along with that video, but it is great to listen to the style of the piece. It's exciting. There is a lot of dynamics, and also the way that they use their bow is also very energetic. So it is important to listen to the works that you are going to be auditioning with. So listen to different versions to get an idea, but ultimately the way that you perform it will be your own. And what's really important is to get it up to the 120 beats per minute. So a few things to think about with this excerpt. We have lots of dynamics, as I said. So I would first take your highlighter, a pen of a different color, and mark in all of the fortes and sudden pianos. So that's easy enough to do. But practically speaking, when we're working on it, we want the eighth notes to be pretty short, kind of brushy, so we can get a lot of resonance out of our viola. And then the trickiest part in this, for me, and I think it will be for many people, is when we have the trills. For instance, in measure 2, So I'm going to teach you a way to practice those trills. We're going to practice them in measure 2 and in measure 18. Okay, so let me move to this. So if you have a way to drone a B, this concerto is in B minor. There's many ways that you can find a B if you don't have a drone. I use an app called Tonal Energy. But you can also, if you type in on YouTube, B cello drone. Yes, we don't play the cello, but it's a good octave for us to tune to. Then there's videos out there of like hours and hours of just a B that you can blast through your speakers. And this would be what it would sound like. So in measure 2, I'm going to play each note in that measure without any rhythm. So when I get to the trilled note, I'm going to play that like a long quarter, the G sharp, back to the A sharp, and then to the B. Okay, so I'm gonna put on my drone. And this is measure 2. So that helped me listen to make sure that the notes that I was shifting to and playing were really in tune. And I left out the trill. So here it is without the drone. Here it is with the trill, still slow. And you can do that with the drone. Make sure that you practice the shift slowly to really hear that interval from the B to the A sharp, down to the G sharp, to hear all of those notes separately. Now, when we go down to measure 18 to do it, this time you're gonna want to drone an F sharp. I'm gonna leave out the trill again and play everything really slow. That's really tricky to get that E sharp in tune. In my mind, I pretend like it's an F natural. So you should always listen to what your teacher tells you to do in regards to fingerings and bowings and that sort of thing. But the way that I'm playing it is that in measure 18, after I play the first 3 notes in first position, then I'm pretending, like I said, that E sharp is an F natural. I'm doing a low 2. And then with my D sharp, a low 1, like it's an E flat. Back to the low 2. And then landing on a 3rd finger, a half step away. And again, we can increase our confidence with playing those notes if we use a drone to make sure that we're really, really in tune. It's also important when you're listening to this to follow your part along without your instrument too, and to see and feel and hear the dynamics, the mood of the piece, and those sorts of things. And the good thing about this particular excerpt is that it's right at the beginning, so you don't have to like scrub through too far to hear where this excerpt is from. So now, I would also like to remind you to make sure in measure 11 in that area that you are really subdividing the dotted quarter notes. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and... So that you can show through your audition that you have really, really great rhythm. I'm going to play this through one more time for you, and then we will do it with a metronome for a little bit. Exciting piece. metronome up and we are going to do it slower. So, this is a quarter note equals 60. 1 and 2. Okay, now I'm going to put it at a medium speed. Let's do it at 100 to the quarter note. I will count us off one measure for this. 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. And now up to tempo at 120. I will count us off again the same way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Thank you for practicing and working on this with me today. And remember to play this in your audition as if you were playing it in a lesson. And with all of the dynamics, all of the different details, really great intonation, and of course, listening to the piece many times as you're working on this. Good luck and thank you.